Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Big Ack Academics, you was on your live stream basically bragging about how Drake is linking up with the Canadian Hell Angels and this whole Kendrick Lamar diss. First of all, Kendrick has said it once or twice, baby. He is chilling. Anybody going up on that ice in Canada to say anything to Drake. But on top of that, baby, unfortunately for Drizzy Drake, we did some research, and baby, even your own don't claim you. The Hells Angels literally said to Drake, we don't sit with you. Okay, so this is coming from Opinionated Truths podcast on Twitter. Make sure you go and check them out. But they made a really, really good point, right? They said Big Act was bragging, right, on Drake's ties to Hell's Angels UN Canada and his neighbor, right? The neighbor he had in that video, Andrew Kearney. Like, first of all, like they pointed out, you acting like Andrew Kearney is a street dude. Listen, people say they know he's not, but we're gonna get into this, right? And he just affiliates with them for the aesthetic. Now, BG Cosmos jumped in and said the Hells Angels are a 1%er outlaw motorcycle club and they're racist as hell. So they said they briefly dated a Blue Knight and broke up with him when I realized what it was all about. I guess that's a part of Hells Angels. Anyway, they said, I somehow doubt that they had ties to Drake and Whackademics. They're talking about Big Act. Is not reliable source. Now, let me tell y'all something, right? Academics be running interference like a mofo for Drake. I don't know if Drake's paying him, if he's the best friend. I really don't know what is going on, but baby, it is what it is. However, when we actually get into this guy that they're talking about, now hold on, y'all. We do have 100% verifiable proof that the Hell Angels said, baby, they not like us. They not even letting Drake sit at their table. So I guess this is what Drake is. He is a culture vulture, and he tries to take every single person's culture that he can. What is he going to put out? Well, you know what? Maybe if he's trying to affiliate with the Hells Angels, first of all, they're not offering him protection. You're going to have to pay the Hells Angels tithes like you paying Jay Prince tithes. That's what the streets are saying, right? But second of all, why are you trying to link up with the Hells Angels? Are you trying to do a rock and roll album? You want to do a Beyonce, Cowboy Carter? Like, there has to be some type of appropriation. But the Hells Angels saw Drake coming and said, baby, no, you can't sit with us, all right? Listen. But here we go. Anyway, who's the guy that's at the center of this? This is the one that they're saying about, like, baby, you don't even go here. What are you talking about? This is Bridal Path millionaire Andrew Kearney is fighting to prove he was wrongfully convicted of gun, drug crimes. A judge suspends Bridal Path multimillionaire Andrew Kearney's bid for innocence. The judge stayed Kearney's bid pending a successful review of the criminal convictions. The businessman hopes to prove he was unjustly convicted of blank and domestic assault charges because of his former defense lawyer's alleged negligence. Now, let me just say this. This seems like somebody, this is who Drake had up in his video. Okay, let's get to the point about what baby the Hells Angels are saying, because they are 100% saying, baby, you can't sit with us at all. And how embarrassing. You got academics bragging that you under the Hells Angel protection. I thought you was street. I thought you was cred. What happened to all that poetry you were writing? But second of all, you really think, let's just get into, and this was from 5 years ago, the Hells Angels and Canadian, the white bread of Canada was like, baby, you don't know nothing about this. Just stick to the lanes that you know. And they told him to go back to his little waterfalls in the rat field. Basically, the Hells Angels were saying, he a fan, he a fan, he a fan. He a fan, he a fan, he a fan. Freaky ass net. He a fan, he a fan. Anyway, y'all, let's keep going. Tell me what you think after the comments. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thing is that every time it's hard to say, well, that's what this is, or that's what, because they say, no, you're wrong. It's actually not that. And so, but he knew what he was doing. He was wearing this Hells Angels thing. I think he was looking for street cred. Hells Angels aren't at fault for it. I don't know how they really feel about this guy doing it, but I don't think they're involved with him. I don't think he's a member. I think he just wants to look like he's a tough guy.
Joe, I think you're really onto something profound here. I mean, when you look at Drake, I mentioned in the intro, this is the fellow from the mean streets of Forest Hill. Now, for those not familiar with Toronto, Forest Hill is probably one of the very best neighborhoods in all of Toronto.
That's where he grew up.
Yeah, it's the absolute opposite of straight out of Compton. And I think for street cred, I think because of the rap hip-hop culture, it's important that you have this really badass persona, that you're a gangsta. That's what really counts.
Well,
I don't get it myself, but
his lyrics reflect that. I mean, and rap, I guess goes with it. That's art. We're not into censorship around here, and so it is what it is. This is one of these things where you've got a guy who wants so badly to be part of that scene.
Yeah.
And how he does it is, and there's a lot of things to like about Drake. I mean, his career success is there. He's from here. I think a lot of us are enjoying how successful he is. And he's taken some of the local people with him. But the problem is they're on bail for violent crimes, taking them to Europe. And I think that's the part that really bothers me. And for me, David, it's the whole thing that goes back to around 3 years ago when Ariella Navarro Fenoy was shot down at the CNE at the music nightclub.
Right.
And it happened in front of Drake, the original shooting. Yeah. And he never did talk to the police. And
he went AWOL on that issue.
He did. And he was there and his guys were there. And we don't know who killed the other guy, Duval Hibbert, and the shot that was either aimed at him or somebody else that was fleeing that went down the street and hit Ariella. Yeah. That was one of Drake's fans. And if you're not going to go and talk to the police and help them for one of your fans, then I've lost a lot of respect for you.
Oh my God, how humiliating that even when you are trying to buy favor, they don't even let you pay tithes. They told you to go back to J. Prince. But you know what? This is who Drake is, because listen to this.
His involvement in the darker side of Toronto seems to be similar to a mafia-type character, which Drake has actually alluded to in many of his songs, such as in tracks like Mob Ties, where he specifically references it, whereby he controls his city by enlisting all the major street leaders under his payroll to protect his position of wealth and power, whether the payment be with actual capital or other methods, and then utilizing the funds earned throughout his overtly successful career via the music industry, all the while keeping his distance away from any illegal activity to remain a law-abiding citizen, as well as maintain favor in the general public that perceives him as a rather unproblematic rapper, and therefore attracts a wider appeal, to further fuel the underworld criminal organization system he may or may not be involved in back in Canada.
And you know what? That's okay. It's okay not to be a thug. It's okay not to be a gangster. It's okay not to be in the street. That's the dream. But stop pretending. I think that's what Drake don't get. Like, honestly, he just don't get that. Nobody cares if you grew up rich. Nobody cares if you grew up in the country club. Just be your own GD self. Unless Drake knows how we know how Kendrick goes. Maybe there's nothing that special about him. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Bye.